Hello everyone. Welcome back to Movies Recap Arena YouTube channel. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the shadows of this masterful thriller. But first, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us here at Movies Recap Arena for a thrilling ride you won't forget. The Day of the Jackal begins with a tense, politically charged atmosphere as the French government deals with increasing instability. A shadowy figure enters the picture, an assassin, known only as the Jackal, hired to carry out a highly secretive and dangerous mission. But who is this mysterious figure, and what exactly is his mission? Let's break down the events of episodes and dive into the cat-and-mouse chase that unfolds. Episode 1 opens with a dramatic shift in the political landscape of France. After an assassination attempt on French President Charles de Gaulle, the French government is shaken. Tensions rise, and the government becomes hyper-aware of potential threats from radical groups who want to see de Gaulle removed from power. The episode sets the stage for an intricate, suspense-filled plot involving not just political motives but a deadly, well-trained assassin. The Jackal's reputation precedes him, and now the authorities are on high alert. We are introduced to the Jackal, whose identity remains shrouded in secrecy. All we know is that he is a professional, someone with no ties to any government, yet willing to go to any lengths to carry out his assignments. We watch as he prepares for his mission, meticulously planning every detail with precision. His motivations are unclear, but the stakes couldn't be higher. As episode 1 progresses, the French government begins to piece together the identity of the assassin. A series of investigations unfold across different agencies, each trying to uncover the Jackal's whereabouts. The police and intelligence officers begin to connect the dots, but despite their efforts, they still lack concrete evidence. The Jackal is a ghost, someone who leaves no trace behind. In one key scene, we witness the tense discussions between the government officials, all of whom are under immense pressure. They know that if they fail to capture the Jackal, the consequences could be catastrophic. This is more than just an assassination, it's a direct threat to the power of the French state itself. Meanwhile, we shift to the Jackal's preparations. In a suspenseful sequence, we see him travel across Europe, meeting with various contacts to secure the necessary tools for his mission. The Jackal's professionalism is undeniable. He orders specialized weapons, establishes fake identities, and takes all precautions to ensure that nothing goes wrong. What stands out here is his cold detachment and his ability to remain invisible. Every step of the plan is meticulously orchestrated to avoid detection. Back in France, the investigation deepens. The police are closing in on the Jackal, but the more they learn, the more they realize how difficult it will be to stop him. Episode 2 introduces a brilliant yet stubborn inspector, tasked with leading the investigation. His relentless pursuit of the Jackal adds a layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. We see the inspector's strategic thinking as he tracks down various leads, trying to build a profile of this elusive assassin. As episode 2 progresses, the Jackal's plan becomes clearer. He's targeting a specific moment in time for his mission, and with each passing day, he moves closer to the fulfillment of his goal. However, the inspector, along with his team, starts to connect the various pieces of the puzzle. They begin to figure out who the Jackal is, even though they don't yet have enough information to stop him. The suspense builds as we witness multiple close calls, including a few near identifications of the Jackal. Each time, he slips through the fingers of the authorities, further cementing his status as a ghost. In a thrilling moment, the authorities discover a potential breakthrough, a lead on the Jackal's true identity. They follow the trail, but just as they think they've cornered him, the Jackal outwits them once again. The tension in episode 2 reaches a new high as the investigation intensifies, and the assassin's presence grows even more threatening. The investigation takes unexpected turns as the authorities try to anticipate the Jackal's next move. With the clock ticking down to the date of the assassination, the tension grows palpable. The Jackal remains a step ahead, with his every move calculated to perfection. Meanwhile, we get glimpses of the people around him, a network of individuals who have no idea who they are helping. Their interactions with the Jackal reveal a man of few words, determined to complete his mission, no matter the cost. The authorities' search becomes more frantic as they try to predict where the Jackal will strike. The stakes escalate as both sides prepare for what is to come. The intricate details of the investigation become more evident, and the tension between the inspector and his team grows as they struggle to catch up with the Jackal's advanced planning. By now, episode 2 is nearing its conclusion. The Jackal's plan is almost in motion, and the authorities are running out of time. But just as things seem about to go off the rails, the inspector's team uncovers a crucial piece of evidence that might be the key to stopping the assassin. They finally get close enough to disrupt his plan. The final moments of episode 2 bring the investigation and the assassination plot to a head. The Jackal is preparing for the final stages of his mission, but the authorities are not far behind. As the third episode begins, the assassin, known only as the Jackal, has now fully entered the fray. He arrives in a European city, having successfully evaded authorities for weeks. Dressed in a meticulously crafted disguise, the Jackal is now in position to carry out his deadly mission. Meanwhile, the French authorities, still unaware of his exact whereabouts, are beginning to put together the pieces of his elaborate plan. The Jackal's plan is incredibly precise. He's a ghost, moving like a shadow. We see him acquiring tools of his trade, forgeries, weapons, and the necessary resources for his assassination. Every step he takes is calculated, ensuring that no trace of him remains. His calm demeanor and ruthless efficiency are clear indicators of the danger he represents. Back in Paris, the French intelligence agency is scrambling. They've learned of the threat, but not the target. With limited leads, they set up a task force to investigate. Their main suspect is a man who could be the assassin, but they have no concrete evidence. However, one key officer, an astute investigator, begins to connect the dots, realizing the Jackal's meticulousness and ability to remain undetected may mean the French government is about to face a deadly blow. A breakthrough comes when the task force discovers a critical piece of information. A key clue leads them to suspect a link between the assassin and a series of international contacts. This revelation forces them to rethink their entire approach. But time is ticking, and the assassin's window of opportunity is closing in fast. By episode 4, the tension between the Jackal and the authorities escalates. The Jackal, with his cold precision, has already set up his escape routes, but the investigation is slowly narrowing in on him. The task force begins to tighten their net, employing various resources, surveillance, informants, and even covert operations, to track down their mysterious quarry. Meanwhile, the Jackal makes his first significant move, demonstrating just how far he is willing to go to complete his mission. He engages in a daring act of subterfuge, using his brilliant skill set to throw off those who are closing in. His calm and methodical nature allow him to stay one step ahead of his pursuers. As the authorities begin to understand more about the Jackal's methods, the pressure mounts. They realize they cannot afford to make a single mistake. The story weaves between the Jackal's escalating actions and the relentless pursuit by the French intelligence forces, creating a growing sense of urgency. Everyone involved knows that the next move could make all the difference. By episode 5, the Jackal's identity remains a mystery to the authorities, even as they close in on his location. The authorities' investigation now has a new lead, a potential informant who could finally reveal the assassin's true identity. But trust is a luxury no one can afford. As alliances form and collapse, the investigation becomes a volatile game of deception. The Jackal, ever the professional, continues to move in the shadows, employing new tricks to stay undetected. His ability to blend in with the crowd, disguise his movements, and remain unpredictable makes him almost impossible to track. Meanwhile, the French agents, frustrated and running out of time, ramp up their efforts, determined to stop the impending tragedy. In a rare moment of vulnerability, we see the Jackal wrestle with the reality of his situation. With each passing day, the net tightens, and his chances of success grow slimmer. But he has come this far, and failure is not an option. In a cold, calculating moment, he pushes aside any personal doubt and focuses entirely on the task at hand. There is no turning back now. As the series enters its 6th episode, the tension reaches its peak. The Jackal is ready to make his move, but the authorities have caught wind of his intentions and are preparing for a final showdown. Every choice he makes from this point forward could lead to success or failure. The investigation has escalated to an intense battle of wits, as the French intelligence team scrambles to put an end to the Jackal's deadly plan. The authorities' final moves are set into motion, with multiple agents positioned to intercept the Jackal before he completes his mission. But the assassin, ever aware of his surroundings, begins to execute his plan with chilling precision. Every move he makes is calculated to create confusion and delay. The Jackal knows that once he sets things in motion, there's no turning back. As the Jackal approaches his target, everything seems to hinge on the next few moments. The authorities make a final desperate attempt to capture him, but the Jackal's expertise in evasion and misdirection puts them in a precarious position. We witness a thrilling sequence of events as both sides close in on each other in an all-out race against time. As we dive deeper into the story, we witness the Jackal's meticulous plans unfold and the authorities closing in on him. But can they stop him in time? Let's find out. In the first of these episodes, we see the Jackal in action. His calm, calculated demeanor remains unshaken. He's aware of the risk, but his every move is precise, down to the last detail. As he plans his next steps, he secures a key asset that will help him carry out his assassination mission. His patience is his strength, and he's now in a position where his operation could go off without a hitch, if no one figures it out. Meanwhile, French authorities are working tirelessly to uncover the identity of the assassin. Intelligence agents begin linking small pieces of evidence that could connect the dots to the mysterious Jackal. They follow his trail, looking at past operations and previous attempts, but their investigation is slow and filled with misdirection. The clock is ticking, and as the days go by, they start to feel the weight of pressure mounting on them to solve the case before it's too late. The Jackal takes extra measures to ensure he is fully prepared. He meets with an underground network to secure some special equipment, which will allow him to carry out the mission with minimal risk of discovery. His skills and expertise in weaponry are unmatched, and his methodical nature ensures everything is in place before he moves forward. At this point, the series skillfully builds tension, showing the Jackal as not just a cold-blooded assassin, but a master planner who thrives on precision and strategy. Back in Paris, the investigation grows more focused. As the authorities begin to narrow down their list of suspects, they begin to realize that this assassin is no ordinary criminal. He has experience, possibly even military training, and his ability to vanish into thin air makes him a formidable adversary. They bring in expert analysts to help them piece together the puzzle, with the hope that one small slip-up could lead them to his whereabouts. In a critical scene, the Jackal's cover is almost blown. A routine inspection nearly exposes him, but his composure and quick thinking save him from capture. His ability to remain calm under pressure is what sets him apart from ordinary criminals. Even when the walls seem to be closing in, he manages to slip away unnoticed, reinforcing his reputation as a ghost in the system. With time running out, the French government begins to take more drastic measures to stop the Jackal. They intensify their search, bringing in additional manpower and resources. Meanwhile, the Jackal continues his preparations, fully aware of the increasing risk. The series masterfully plays with the audience's sense of anticipation, showing how each side is outwitting the other in a game of cat and mouse. In a quieter moment, the series dives into the Jackal's motivations and history. We get a glimpse of his past, which sheds light on why he has become this cold, professional assassin. His motivations aren't purely financial. There is a deeper, more personal drive behind his actions. This exploration adds depth to his character, making him more than just a villain, but a man with his own code of honor. A surprising twist emerges as a key player in the story betrays their colleagues. The betrayal sets back the investigation, leaving the authorities to deal with the fallout. This moment emphasizes the unpredictable nature of the chase, where allegiances shift and the line between friend and foe becomes blurry. The authorities must now regroup and reassess their strategy. As we move closer to the climax of the story, the tension between the Jackal and the authorities reaches its boiling point. Both sides are fully aware of the imminent confrontation, and each knows that a single mistake could mean failure. The Jackal, cool and collected, makes his final moves, while the authorities intensify their efforts, knowing they're on the verge of catching him. In the final moments of these episodes, something unexpected happens, a plot twist that changes the direction of the investigation. The Jackal's carefully laid plans take an unexpected turn, throwing both him and the authorities into uncharted territory. This sets the stage for the final showdown, and with it, a new layer of suspense is added to the story. That wraps up our recap of the Day of the Jackal. What's going to happen next? How will the authorities stop the Jackal? And will the Jackal's cold and methodical nature prove too much for them? Tune in next time to find out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more recaps.